Hello, hello. Oh my God, I have a lot to say. So, I have been wanting to come on for the last few days at least to let you guys know about this upcoming um, 5-day unfolding a mini journey with me, a complimentary mini journey with me starting on Monday. And it is called Awaken Your Legacy, Reveal Your Soul's Gold. So, and I will share the link to that. In fact, I think it's healersalchemy.com/awaken your legacy. I believe. So I want you guys there with me for that. Oh, it's going to be, woo! It's going to be a little key turning in the ignition. But I want to share all of the reasons that it took me a while to get to the point where I could come on and invite you. And it's all a part of my legacy, my body of work. I'm recording on my phone, or I'm live on my phone and creating a backup recording. Because every once in a while, videos I make from my phone aren't the right size for me to be able to load them up to YouTube, and I want to make sure I can do that. So, yeah, I can't remember what day it was, but pretty recently, because of the 10-month journey that will start on September 15th, which is the Billionaire Witch Legacy, and that's going to be totally in-depth, fully planting the seeds for and allowing for the blooming and the creation of your own life's work, body of work, legacy work, which includes everything you are, and all of what you do, and leads to your greatest prosperity because you're literally living from every cell and every area of energy in your being, in your realm. You're shining with all of you. So that is going to start in the middle of September. And so I've been, working on creating just some posts about, that kind of thing coming up. And then I realized, okay, wow, I was going to start that journey on September 1st. And I realized a couple weeks ago, I cannot get the oomph needed to really dig in and get that out there that soon. I need more gestation time. I need more cocoon time. Things are happening, things are moving, but they're taking their own time. And I want to be really mindful of being patient with myself and really taking care of myself on every level. And so I did, give myself those 2 extra weeks. And so therefore I realized, wow, I actually have time to do a little 5-day journey thingamabob, legacy and prosperity activation with you guys. Hi, Rosemary. Is it Rosemary? Rosemary. Such a pretty name. So, and then also something I've been meaning to do for a really long time is I wanted to create a new free gift that people receive when they sign up for my email. And at long last, because it had been for a while, the Witch Wound Sound Healing Suite, which is great. It's a good thing, but it's something fresh wanted to come through. So I did create the Healer's Visibility Clarion Call Sound Healing. It's like 30 seconds, and it's suggested listening to it 3 times, and that really revved my own when I receive my sound healing, when I create my sound healing. And when I listened back to it, and it really revved up my own visibility, moxie, for lack of a better term, and I really got some gumption, and when I created that, that's when I got the inspiration for the our upcoming complimentary, free gift of the 5-day journey that starts on Monday. Um, so I got my visibility all revved up. I created these things. I was so excited. I had all these posts created that I was going to schedule in. And then I think a day or two later, I literally couldn't do anything. I couldn't, let's put it this way. I could focus on almost everything except for business. And I was like, and when I started to think about, I'm going to schedule this post, or I'm going to, write this email, it was like I was like lead weight. And I really looked into this, and I realized that this was, after the sort of initial visibility, oomph, let's get, creating, let's get it all out there. This was like a, I can't think of the term, not a letdown, but that kind of feeling where there's this big, boost of energy, and you're in your vibe, and you're flowing, and then it's like wah wah wah, and it's just sort of flowing and ebbing, and like the tide. And I have my goddess cards, and I pulled my Doreen Virtue, upside down, and I pulled Maeve, goddess Maeve, and who's all about understanding and respecting the rhythms, the natural rhythms of your body, of life, of how your energy is flowing or ebbing, and I got that card. I was like, oh yeah, I needed that reminder. And so for a few days, it was like that. It was like, I'm just going to binge watch the Midsummer Murders. That's what I've been doing for like 3 days in a row, which is a British murder mystery series. If you want something good to watch, it's really good. Yeah, so it's been, and so really feeling into, though, that sort of sluggish feeling anytime I would think about like trying to do a business thing. I realized it was, I've gone through and healed my own witch wound, which is the centuries old wound, from being mistreated as healers, witches, shamans, spiritual messengers, mistreated, punished, killed, imprisoned, put in asylums, and all of that. And I went through as you guys mostly know, I think most of you know, I went through in 2022 my several month long inner healing of the witch wound. And I knew that I was going through it so intensely so that I could then help my soulmate clients, help you guys, heal from the witch wound. Because the witch wound, what does that do? It keeps us safe, but it keeps us hidden. It keeps our gifts hidden and sort of wrapped in cotton wool, or shoved in the closet. Don't be too loud, don't be too shiny. If you have a healing business or practice or spiritual biz or coaching or whatever, just keep your head down, move forward, get a client here, get a client there. But it's not giving your true self full expression. The witch wound is heavy and about staying small, staying hidden, staying quiet. And I know that I myself and my soulmate tribes folk, we are here to help create heaven on earth. We are not here to remain silent. We are not here for our, to continue hiding our gifts or just showing them a little at a time. And like I said, getting a client here, getting a client there. It's like, look in the curtain. I'm cool. I can help you. look, I'm magic. Okay, I'm shutting the curtain again. Here, and it's just no way to live. And what it actually does, when we hide our gifts and our truth and our message and our purpose and our body of work and our legacy work, when we hide those things and keep them inside, it actually leads to chronic ailments and inflammation in the actual physical body. And I know this firsthand because it's happened to me. And I realized when I was going through those few days of like sluggishness and kind of like I created all this great stuff, I wanted to share it, and I couldn't even like move. It was like sludge. I knew that even though I've healed from the witch wound, I've healed my witch wound, I've done that inner work, there's still that sort of ghost pain that kind of crops up like, oh yeah, I remember how it feels to want to be visible or feel ready to be visible and then totally hide in a shroud, right? And that's what was going on. And if I hadn't gone through and healed from the witch wound, I wouldn't have been able to see the reasons for my resistance, for my sluggishness, for my wanting to do everything but look at my business, or literally not being able to look at my business for those few days. And what I realized is my right-hand side is the side where if there's ever any physical stuff, that's where it isn't. And I realized my main point of between the spine and shoulder blade on the right-hand side, which was the starter point of nerve damage I had in the past years. I mean, I was like in my early 20s, and now I'm 55, but that was acting up, and I won't go all into it, but it's related to the witch wound too. It's sort of like that's the spot where everything was compressed and hidden. All of my gifts, talents, multi-passions, truth, messages, and on and on and on and on. And so when I'm hiding again, that old nerve stuff starts to flare up, and it causes numbness in my wrist, and it causes inflammation down in my hip, and it causes my whole right side of my body to just not function as well as the left side. And at the end of 2021, I actually did trip and fall and hurt the entire, from the top of my hip down to the bottom of my foot, to the point where I couldn't walk up and down stairs. So interesting, that was 2021. So it took me almost all of 2022 to heal from the witch wound. And I had time to do that because I couldn't do much of anything else because of my hurt hip, leg, ankle, foot continuum, scientific shenanigan. Anyway, so yes, so having the witch wound, aka not allowing your full-on magic to shine out and not embodying your full truth and sharing it out with the world, because we're here to support our tribes with our magic. Like, that's literally why the magical witchy healers are here embodied in this time. But if we're not doing it, it's going to stay balled up. It's going to cause inflammation. It's going to cause chronic ailments in the physical body. Not to mention, it's not good for, your soul or your energy flow or your emotional body or your mental body, right? It's all connected. So finally, after those few days of sluggishness and realizing what was going on and working with the right side of my body and calling on my healer beings that bring instant healing, and being very aware and looking energetically into everything, and allowing what needed to release, and allowing what needed to simply alchemize from heavy into light so that it can shine again, because we carry our bodies of work literally in the cells of our bodies. And this is why when we don't let our legacy work shine out and we hold it all in, it causes that compression and that inflammation. I'm telling you, I am the poster child for this. And I've worked with, like, using my medical intuition gift with my clients. I can see, like, what is actually the root cause of if they have like a painful symptom or an ailment or a chronic ailment. So, and that will be part of our 10-month journey, Billionaire Witch Legacy, which starts on the 15th of September. But now that I'm back to being able to share, let's get everyone invited into the upcoming free 5-day journey, which starts Monday, the Awaken Your Legacy, Reveal Your Soul's Gold 5-day unfolding. And that, again, is healersalchemy.com/awaken your legacy. And I'll pop the link in the comments too. And I'll be posting about it. But I want everyone in there. Pronto. No, really, like, it's time to totally come out of hiding and share our truth and be our full on utmost magical selves, because that is how we help our soulmate clients to the fullest extent. And it is how we prosper. It's the truth about prosperity. When we are all of ourselves, shining out to support our tribes, it's a what is it, a two-way street? No, yeah. Well, it's that too, but it's a revolving door. We're putting ourselves out. We're also receiving prosperity. Putting out magic, receiving prosperity. Putting out magic, receiving prosperity. It all works together. You can't have one without the other, because we need to feed our abundance wells to the point of overflow so that we're able to give from overflow and not from lack. Yeah. So that all wanted to be said. And if you came on kind of in the middle, just go back and watch the first little part. It'll all make complete sense. Hopefully it already does, but I know my stories are very, there are many hallways and twists and turns through the beautiful chateau of Astra Storyland. Yeah, so thanks for watching, and I'm going to get posting about the upcoming 5-day unfolding. My gift to you. I love you, love you, love you. Thank you, darling, and darlings that will watch in the future. And I'm going to check, once I've finished and sign off, I'll check to see if there are any comments, because I can't see comments on my phone. So that if you left a comment and I didn't respond, that's why. So I apologize if there are comments. And if there aren't, then we're all good to go. But I will respond to those as well. All right. Huge love. Take care. See you in the 5-day journey. We start Monday. Love.